Greetings, mortals, and welcome to Arc Mode, the Blindness of Eternity. Except it isn't quite blind, and it isn't quite eternal. I screwed up on my previous run while I was doing this. I messed up the audio somehow. It wasn't immediately invisible, so for the first few hours of the game, it will not be blind. And I have some knowledge of the mechanics and things like that because of that. So, we're going to be playing, obviously, on the Path of the Damned with Expert Mode. Path of the Damned is super ball-bustingly hard, supposedly. There's no way in hell that we can do this. We can't do Trial of Iron. Well, yeah, I don't think we can do Trial of Iron. Not on Path of the Damned, not on a blind run. So we are going to turn on Expert Mode. This just turns off, like, area effect tooltips and things like that, which are presumably really useful. I enjoy those kinds of things, but I'm not going to be able to have them for this run. The Pillars of Eternity. This game is made, by the way, by two of my favorite companies. It's made by Obsidian and that other group, Paradox.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Alright, so that's exciting. We're part of a caravan. Ooh, and this is not what we look like at all. So we are going to be making Aldrea for this. I already looked through all of these. I was thinking of making her a godlike, which would have been kind of cool, but I decided to go with elf just because I didn't see any godlikes that work well for her. She is godlike, so it makes sense for her, but not really for this. This is more of like elemental kin, sort of like a what's the word? I'm trying to think of what that's called in Neverwinter Nights too. So I think I had her as a pale elf. So pale elves are these polar elves. So they go. Yeah, so that's what we were going to go for. We weren't going to go with Ama because it's slightly too ridiculous. She's also not terribly huge. So we could try human, but I don't like the human bonuses that they get. Let's just go with pale elf. And we had her as a fighter last time, and I think we're going to have her as a fighter this time as well. I was debating between fighter and barbarian. I liked barbarian because they had dual wield, and I liked fighter because of heavier armor. The barbarian doesn't start with metal armor. They start with like fur or something. And I assumed that was going to retain throughout the game, but I don't think that that's the case. Anyway, we're going to go with her as a fighter, I think. So we'll go with this. Yeah, they're also more accurate, which is good. And my wife is calling, which means that we're going to need to speed this character creation process up. So, we're going to go with fighter, because that's what we did last time. And we can do either Discipline Barrage, which gives us plus 10 accuracy for 15 seconds, or Knockdown, which knocks the target prone for 5 seconds. And you get 2 per encounter. So we're going to go with Knockdown, because I'm pretty sure that's what we got last time. Yes we did. So I don't remember the exact stat points that we put in, so I'm going to try to do it as close as I can. She had quite a bit of might. Let's see, Constitution. I don't think I increased her Constitution at all, actually. I gave her a boatload of Dex, because Dex is awesome. I gave her 17 Dex. This gives action speed and plus 14 to your reflex defense. So that's useful. And I gave her some perception. I think. Yeah, I think I gave her some perception because this gives a bonus to your deflection and reflex defenses. So I'm pretty sure I gave her some perception. I don't think I gave her a boatload of it though. Yeah, I can go up to 19 Dex. I think that +2 constant or +6 concentration and deflection and will. I think we'll go with. I think she had some intelligence. But yeah, I'm sorry. I should try to remember what it is that I had. I think it was something along these lines, but I'm not positive. I remember that I didn't want to put too many points in might because I don't like this percentage modifier to damage, really. I prefer flat bonuses in general. Gives +8 fortitude. So yeah, I think that this is what we had. I'm not trying to really optimize so much as to try to do exactly what I had before. Culture she had was... This was it. It was definitely that one. The one with dual spears. It's a good thing that this gives you the thing, so you can just look. And her background was laborer. Gives +1 athletics and +1 mechanics. So her colors are going to be silvery. Skin color is going to be more natural looking. Hair color is going to be more of a silver if we can. Can we do a silver? Doesn't look like it. I'm trying to remember what I did with her. Yeah, so this is the hair color that we're going with. Which head do we have? Can I zoom in? It'd be nice to be able to do that, but I think we'll stick to this one. As for hair, I don't really like the super controlled, but at the same time I don't like the hair that would get in her way. There was a specific hairdo that I liked. That I think it might have been this. No, I think this is the one that I think interferes with her eyes a bit too much. Aldrea would have a very functional set of hair. She's not the type to do her hair in anything complicated. So I think it was that hairdo here. Because this is hair that you can see isn't terribly well maintained. It's not something that the person is putting effort into, but it's the bangs have just been sort of hacked off because it needs to not get in your face. And the hair in the back is not long enough to easily grab onto. You could, right? But it would take effort. And if you were wearing a helm, then you couldn't at all. Whereas if you had longer hair, like down to your shoulders or whatever, it would be very easy for somebody to try and grip it. Anyway, so we're gonna go with that. And we had this was the thing we had. This is a picture from before she decided to cut her hair off.
Yeah, leading the way.
No, that's
Steady does it. What is it? Leading the way. Let's go. Keeping quiet. Follow me. Keeping quiet. Follow me.
It was stoic.
I've got this. Yeah. Quickly and quietly. Yeah, I've got this.
I've got this. I like it. We're sticking with this. Aldrea. And there we go. Aldrea is now a level 1 fighter. caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for an
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, of course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Alright, so let's go with where would we find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one. Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
He adds with a wink. Yeah, he's never done this at all.
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
I'm just gonna keep going through all the...
Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up. This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to. They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Indeed.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep. Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some spring berries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay, so
No
we have a full
problem.
party here. We have some decent HP here. Alright,
Eh?
so we're gonna save this up. And that's gonna be it for party creation. So this is the beginning of the game, and next we will be doing this full area probably along with whatever comes after this. So that's it for right now, and we'll get right into the next video same day. We'll release them both together. Later.